All right, let's talk about the Unit 4 test review. Number one, Bruce ran 4 3/4 miles today and Sandy ran 3.5 miles. How many times the length of Sandy's run was Bruce's run? That means it was something times Sandy's to get to Bruce's. So Bruce's is the total. So really we have a division problem here. If we're trying, it's something times Sandy's number is going to equal what Bruce's is, the 4 3/4. So in order to figure that out, we need to set up a division problem. So we'd have 4 3/4 divided by the 3.5. Okay, so first thing would be to change them to improper. So if I do that, I would have 19/4, because 4 times 4 plus 3. And it's still divided by 7/2, because 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Well, now I'm ready to multiply by the reciprocal once I change them. So really, I have 19/4 times 2/7. And what I can see is I have some things that I could simplify ahead of time. 2 goes into both 2 and 4. 2 goes into 2 once and into 4 twice. 19 and 7, nothing will go in there. 19 and 2, nothing goes in there. So we would have 19, because 1 times 19 and 2 times 7 is 14. So now I have to change it back to figure that out. Well, 14 goes into 19 one whole time, and there are 5 left over. So 1 and 5/14. If I divide that, 14 goes into 19 once, and there are 5 left over, so 1 and 5/14 is what we would have. Okay. Number 2, select all the statements that show the correct reasoning for finding 10 divided by 2/5. So 10 divided by 2/5 is the same thing as taking 10 times 5/2, or the reciprocal there. So really, to solve this, I could put a 1 underneath the 10, or just take 10 times 5 and then over 2. So 10 times 5 divided by 2 would be one way, which is B right there, multiply by 10 and then, or 10 by 5 and then divide by 2. We're not doing A, we're not multiplying by 2 and then dividing by 5, because then it would be the opposite of that. But we need to check C and D. C says multiply by 10 by 1/5. Well, I'm not multiplying by 10 by 1/5. I'm multiplying it by 5. So that one's not going to work, and A didn't work. D, multiply 10 by 5. Okay, we did that. And then multiply by a half. Well, but I divided by 2. But is dividing by 2 the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal of 1/2? Yes, it is. So that means D is also a statement that is going to work. Number 3, it says draw a tape diagram to illustrate that 2 is divided by 2/3. So my tape diagram. So I'm going to draw my 2 here. So we're saying this whole thing is equal to 2. In fact, I'm going to separate it out. Here's 1 on this side and 1 on this side. And then the other thing I'm going to do, I'm dividing it by 2/3. So I really need to break these into thirds so that I have a third and a third and a third. That's one whole thing. And if I do this again over here, I have a third, and a third. And then I can kind of take a look at this and say, okay, here's 2/3 right here. So there's 2/3. There's one group of 2/3. Here's a group of 2/3. So we have another group of 2/3, and then we have another group of 2/3 right here. And then we don't have anything left over. So 2 divided by 2/3, my tape diagram shows me that I have a group here, and a group here. So my answer is going to be 3. And you know, I could double check it by doing what we've learned. So 2 divided by 2/3 is the same thing as 2 times 3/2. And so I could simplify beforehand, end up with 3/1, or just 3. So yes, my answer is 3. I double checked it with my multiplication, my algorithm. Number 4, Casey has 2 sheets of decorative paper shaped like a rectangle And for each question, explain or show your reasoning. So Casey knows the area of the first sheet of paper is 7.5 square inches. Its length is 4.5. What's the width? Well, here's what I have to remember. I have to remember that the area of a rectangle equals length times width, or base times height, is what we've been doing. And so if I know my answer is 7.5, and we're taking something times 4.5, that means I have a division problem here as well. So my division problem should be 7.5 divided by 4.5. And so my first step, I could draw a picture and do it that way, but I'm just going to change them to improper, which is going to be 2 times 7 plus 1, which is 15 over 2, divided by, and 2 times 4 plus 1 is 9 over 2. Notice I didn't try to flip it right there. I didn't try to use the reciprocal because I lose track of my steps if I do that. So really now here I go, 15 over 2 times 2 over 9. And I can see if I can simplify beforehand, and I can because my 2's are great because they're both divisible by 2. But 9 and 15 are both divisible by 3. So I can make this a 3 because 3 times 3 is 9. And this would become a 5 because 5 times 3 is 15. So now if I multiply, I have 5 over 3, and I can change that to a mixed number. 3 goes into 5 once, and there is 2 left over. So 1 2/3 inches for that one. All right, next page. So 4B talks about the second sheet of paper is folded into a 3-dimensional cube. And the cube had a side length of 2 1/5 inches. What's the volume? And if we remember, volume equals big B, H. Well, big B is nothing more than the area of the base. And oftentimes we know that since it's a rectangular prism, we take length times width times then the height so that we can get that. And so if my length is 2 1/5, I'm taking 2 1/5 times 2 1/5 times 2 1/5. So I got to change them all to improper. 5 times 2 plus 1 is 11/5. Good thing is they're all 11/5, so that makes it easy because they're all the same. And then I'm going to see, can I simplify any of them? Can I do that? Well, no. 11 isn't divisible by anything except for 11, and 5 is only divisible by 5. So really, all I'm going to do is multiply straight across. And if I take 11 times 11, that's 121. And then I might have to come over here and do 121 times 11. And when I do that, I end up with 1,331. So my numerator is 1,331. And then 5 times 5 is 25 times 5 is 125. Wow, that's like a really big number. So now we've got to change it to a mixed number. And I don't know this one, so I'm going to have to set this one up and divide. The good part is 125 goes into 133 once. So when I subtract 125 from 133, I have 8. And I can bring down my 1. Well, 125 is not going to go into 81, so I can put my 0 there. And I still have 81 left over. So my answer is going to be 10 and 81 over 125. And that's going to be my answer. And it would be inches cubed. All right, number 5. A seamstress wants to cut a piece of fabric that is 7/8 yards long into pieces that are 5/6/15 feet long. The seamstress will use the expression shown to calculate the number of pieces that can be cut from the piece of fabric. So here's our information. They gave that to us. There's our division problem. So 7/8 divided by 5/16. Which expression can also be used to calculate the number of pieces that can be cut from the fabric? And so now we're just looking at our answer choices, and they're all just either multiplication or division problems. So if I remember, how do I divide fractions? Well, I know that I need to actually multiply by the reciprocal. And so I would change the reciprocal. I would use the reciprocal of 5/16 to be 16 over 5. The first number stays the same. So now basically I just need to look for that. I need to look for 7/8 times 16 over 5. Well, that's right here. This is 5/16 still. It's multiplying, but that's not going to work. This is still a division problem, and when we used a reciprocal here, that's not going to work. And again, we used reciprocal and reciprocal, and dividing still. That's not going to work. So it has to be A. Number 6. Gracie has 7.5 pounds of kinetic sand, and she wants to put the sand into smaller containers, each of which holds 1 1/4 pounds. How many containers does Gracie need? So we're starting out with 7.5, and we're breaking it into groups of 1 1/4. That sounds like a division problem. Like 7.5 divided by 1 1/4. So I'm going to change them to improper. I've got 15 over 2, because 2 times 7 plus 1 is 15. Divided by 5 over 4, because 1 times 4 plus the 1, right? That's where I'm getting that from. It's going to be 5 over 4. Well, now I need to use my reciprocal. And so 15 over 2, that stays the same, times 4 over 5. Now, can I simplify? Yes, yes, I can. 2 goes into 2 once and into 4 twice. 5 goes into 5 once and into 15 3 times. So now I can just take 3 times 2, which is 6 over 1. Well, I don't need to put it over 1. I'm just going to leave it as 6. So my answer is going to be 6. All right. We have some quick problems here. These are all just regular fractions except for D, but I need to use the reciprocal. So I'm going to take 2/3 times 7 over 1. See if I can simplify, and I can't, so I'm just going to have 14 over 3. That 4 didn't turn out very good. And then I can change it to a mixed number. 3 goes into 14 4 times, which is 12, so there's 2 left over. So 4 2/3. The next one, we have 11/4. That stays the same, times 4 over 3, because we're going to use the reciprocal. Well, now my 4's can disappear and become 1's. So really, I only have 11 over 3. 3 goes into 11 3 whole times, because that would be 9. I just heard my alarm. So that would be 9, and there's 2 left over, because 9, 10, 11. So 3 2/3 for that one. So we have 4 2/3 and 3 2/3. Number 3, 4/5 divided by 8/15. So 4/5 times, because we're going to use the reciprocal, 15/8. And if you would rather draw a diagram or something like that, feel free to do so. Just make sure you show us your proof. It's not a problem. I'm going to simplify. It goes in once here and 3 times here. 5 does. And 4 and 8, 4 goes into 4 once and into 8 twice. So really I've got 1 times 3, which is 3. 1 times 2, which is 2. And that's improper, so I can change that. 2 goes into 3 1 whole time. There is 1 left over, so 1 1/2 for that one. And then D. Well, I've got a mixed number, so I got to change it first. So I'm going to do my iHeart Texas to figure that out. Well, 9 times 8 is 72. Plus the 7 is going to be 79 over 8. Divided by 11/2, because this becomes the 79 over 8, right? And so if I have that, then it's just a matter of changing the other one using the reciprocal. 2 over 11. I can simplify the 2 and the 8. The 2 would become a 1, and this would become a 4. So I have 79 over 44. Because 1 times 79 and 4 times 11. And I'm going to have to divide that. Good part is I know it goes in once. Twice would be 88, so that's too much. And then when I subtract, I have 35. So my answer ends up being 1 35/44. All right, and one last one, number 8, the reciprocal. Well, the good part is we've been using reciprocal, so this should be easy. All I have to do is invert my fractions. So 8 over 3 is going to become 3 over 8. All right, well, good luck on the test. If you have questions, make sure you come in and ask. Again, if you do it a different way, it's okay as long as you prove your answer. Show us your thinking. That's all we need to see.